Okay, so I'm obviously back from the orthodontist. I got a green light. So I'm putting on some lips because I don't wear lips to the orthodontist. Although I did used to know a girl who would sleep in her makeup. She would take it off at the end of the day for bed, but then she would just literally. She would put on a different. She would beat her face a whole different bedtime time just in case somebody came by at night. Because there are females that will not be seen without their makeup on. They really are. Then again, this is the same female who every time she went to the doctor, she looked like she was going out. Do you hear me? So obviously I didn't have any lipstick on. I have no excuses for the eyes. That looks like too much for so little makeup, don't it? Anywho, so yeah, I'm back from the ortho man and hungry is all get out. Why is it? Is it just me? Every time we go to the dentist, we're gonna be hungry after. You're gonna be starving. You're gonna be starving after the dentist. So, and I don't care what you do. I don't care if you eat and brush your teeth again 5 minutes before you go to the appointment, and your appointment lasts 10 minutes. When you come out, you're gonna be starving. Just starving. So, I used to think I could resolve it by eating before I went, but then that was sexy, wasn't it? But though, even though I did that, I would still be starving. So then I would eat before and after like a pig. So, you know, and FYI, I just came back and ate all kinds of stuff I didn't have any business eating, which is okay now though, because I'm back on the wagon. Although I fell off, as you know, from my last Shake Your Money Maker contest, that I have gained pretty much all but 10 of my fat ass pounds back. And that has to end now, or else. Why is this? I can't open a banana. And I really did just eat too. I probably still have and yes, it was shit I had no business eating. And I probably still have beef in between my teeth now, and not the sexy kind. Damn, I can't open a banana, really. Now, because as you saw, I took my hair down when it was still wet. What I should probably do is toss it up in a few plaits again until and or unless I go somewhere. So, speaking of twist-outs and braid-outs, that's what I wanted to go over for medium length hair and longer. Or I don't know if it's an absolute fact for long hair, because I haven't gotten there yet. But I guess it's medium length. It just comes below the clavicle. But I don't care. I don't obsess with length, but in terms of what I'm about to discuss very quickly, it is very much factor, because you know, you may not be able to get your hair to do certain things depending on the length. Like I have seen people whose wash and go did not make them happy until they reached a certain length, and then they would go and then you'll hear them come back and do a video or discuss it and say like, I don't know what I was doing wrong, that it didn't work on my hair then, but yeah, now I love it. And in some of those cases, it is very much has everything to do with the length that you have achieved. Not that length is a good or bad thing. So anyway, what I was saying was, I started really realizing this when I did the four fat ass flat twist video, is that like right now, like last night, as you saw, I had, what did I have? 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 plaits in my hair. I had one on each side for here, 1 in the back, and then 2 here on the back. And that was okay, that was fine. But you know, even like this, I would like to know if I did them even larger, if I would have even looser curls. So what I want to try is, because I did those 4 flat ass fat twists, I wonder if I can also achieve those results with 4 fat ass plaits. Now what I like about plaits is, well, let me just start on the let me start on twist outs and braid outs in general. Twist outs and braid outs have always, prior to experience, gotten on my nerves. And the reason why was because until your hair reaches the point where it's fully natural, and you have gotten out, for you transitioning girls, till you have gotten all that mess off your ends, you are actually going to have to do your twist or braids or whatever you do and curl the ends, because they're not going to act right. They're going to be kind of stringy at the ends. So that's number 1. So once you get past that stage and you can twist and or braid out your hair without having to curl the ends, it's going to be important when you do get to the ends, like you do your twist out or braid outs and you get to the end, and you need to, you know, put plenty of whatever you use to moisturize on the end. And if you're doing a braid out, you do a braid out till you get to the very end, because it's very difficult to keep the braid going all the way to the end. Then I do a twist at the end of the braid, and then curl it around my finger. I could probably actually show doing that, because it's such a small piece of information, but it can make all the difference in the world. And now, when my hair was much shorter, I preferred the twist outs, because they're just twist outs. They're easy to do, easy to unravel, no big deal. The thing is, when your hair is longer, you can afford looser curls. When it's short, you know, obviously you need a tighter coil. But when your hair is longer, you can afford a looser curl. And then with the ability to afford a looser curl, you can do fatter twists and or braids, which is how I accidentally learned and didn't even realize the extent of what I had learned in the 4 fat ass flat twist video, is that you can achieve looser curls with larger twists and or braid outs. That seemed like something that people basically obviously know, and it is. However, I don't think anybody has really broken down the reason. I don't even know if it matters, but I don't know that anyone has ever broken down the reasoning behind it in terms of twists versus braids. So that's what I'm going to do. So for the twists, they're really nice to have, because you can do chunky twists as well. But when I talk about the great big giant 4 or 5 braids, I'm able to do larger sections. You know how people take a section and they'll say, you don't want a section too large. Well, I don't want a section too small, because I don't want a nappy ass fro every time. And if that's not the look I'm working to achieve, and sometimes it is, but if that is not the look I'm working to achieve, and I want there to be definition and shine in my curls. I need them to be a little on the larger side. So you grab a much larger chunk. What I like about the braids is that you can grab even a larger chunk than you do when you're doing big, getting waves with the twists. Which is why my theory is that even 4 big fat plaits would do. And the reason why I like to choose plaits is because in choosing that larger area, when you plait, braid, as opposed to twist, there are 3 sections of hair. So you can actually use a larger braid to get the same results that you would use for a smaller twist. Does that make sense? Because I think that's really the moral of this story, is that you can get away with, if you use braids, you can get away with manipulating a larger section of hair more controllably without having to worry about the tediousness of smaller curls. I really hope I communicate that well, because I know I just made this as confusing as humanly possible. But anywho, yeah, so I believe that's going to be my thing. Again, just the ultimate thing is that I prefer braiding. The reason why I prefer braiding is because I can use a huge chunk of hair, and because there are 3 sections as opposed to 2, I can easily use a huge section of hair and achieve the same curl results. And the looser the curl that I'm looking to achieve, the larger the chunk of hair I can use. I don't know that I would do less than 4. I might have to see, like if my hair got ass length or something like that, I might check it out. But I think 4 would be the minimum that I would use. And again, the moral of the story is whether you use twists and braids and how large your sections are is relative. If you want smaller curls, which I see a lot of chicks do, they do like the box braids or the mini braids, and then they take it. I can't. I'm not willing to invest that much time and effort and energy into it when I can get an equally amount of versatile styles by just adjusting whether I twist versus braids and how much hair I put into each. But either way it goes, make sure you twist and or braid all the way to the ends. I'm sure most natural girls know that anyway, but anywho, I just want to throw that out there because it's additional information that I'm sharing. And again, said information that I spew forth from these lips is all opinion. And I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion claiming to be professional. I just have common sense, which many, 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 many people of all ages, children and adults alike, adults with childish mentality, most, in fact, do not have and or execute. OMG, I think I just recorded that entire thing and it was perfect enough for me to be able to edit it into perfection, and now I look and see that I did not record the end of it. I know most of you guys have been there. Still frustrating. Groovy smooches, y'all.